again, viewers. Kryten Prime here again, the Gentleman Autobot coming at you from Kryten TV on Icon. Welcome back to my overview series for Beast Wars Transformers. With this episode, it's the beginning of the end in Nemesis Part 1. Okay, at the beginning, Tigerhawk's sort of training outside the Ark, demonstrating his new powers. I said Tigerhawk, didn't I? Yeah, sometimes I mistake him for Tigertron, sorry. But yeah, Tigerhawk's outside the Ark demonstrating his power, sort of training for the final battle. And Optimus is reading the Covenant of Primus, which is essentially a Transformers equivalent of a Bible. So they're going all religious on us here. Of course, this is all prophecy for the final battle. Meanwhile, the Predacons are searching for a new base. Well, Silverborn Death Charger looking for them. Rampage is feeling a bit upset with Megatron because he's thinking he led them to defeat. But of course, Dinobot's restraining him because they're linked. He has the courage to squeeze his own spark to torture Rampage. And whilst Inferno, Waspinator, and Quickstrike are going to look for a new base, they're looking. The others, like Dinobot, are looking for a secret hatch which they find underneath a boulder. And Megatron says the interesting line, treachery from Unicron's spawn could prove to be quite useful to us even further, something like that. So, apparently, Tarantulas is descended from Unicron. I have Connor to thank for reminding me of that as well. He can't say the same for the Tri-Predicats Council. No doubt they're from My Little Pony. You know, Hasbro. But yeah, anyway, they go down the hatch. And Depth Charge decides to go down there on his own because Rampage is down there. Optimus has to go after him. He opens it, and Megatron somehow left a bomb. So that exploded and injured Silverbolt and vaporized a butterfly. Okay, at the moment, Waspinator and Quickstrike and Inferno are finding a new potential base in the form of the Proto-Humans' new home, where Chuck and Una are currently playing. And of course, Waspinator refuses to go, as he starts having a bit of a mental breakdown, as he is sick of everything. He's sick of being a Predacon and sick of being blown to scrap all the time, as he says. So he decides to quit and tell the other two to kiss his thorax, if you will, and they blow him to bits. But of course he's fine. But of course Inferno and Quickstrike think they've got this in the bag, but the Proto-Humans, led by the one with Dinobot's hammer, start throwing spears at them. So they have, of course the humans have Dinobot to thank for, or the original Dinobot to thank for that power of fighting back. Ooh, yeah, they didn't think this through, did they? Of course, meanwhile, Megatron and his little group have discovered Tarantulas' little submersible underground, and it goes along on a track, into the ocean, which begs the question: how did Tarantulas find the time? Because he's a spider, and spiders don't do water, so all the way through the ocean. Megatron and Dinobot are going on board, and Rampage is following on his own, and it leads to the Nemesis, the Decepticon warship that shot down the Ark itself. Again, how did Tarantulas find the time? Why didn't he take the Nemesis himself? Stupid little Unicron spawn biding his time. God. Anyway, of course, Optimus, Depth Charge, and Tigerhawk go discover this themselves, and Optimus sends Depth Charge alone to take care of this himself, where they have to put their differences aside because this is bigger than them right now. And of course, whilst Optimus and Tigerhawk are following above the ocean, Optimus is explaining to Tigerhawk what the Nemesis is. I mean, in the past, he confirms this is the Decepticon warship that shot down the Nemesis, the Ark, and which begs the question: how is it still working? How is it still firing upon the Ark? I mean, at this point, when the Ark was going down, all the Decepticons boarded the Ark, to fight the Autobots on their own terms. But yeah, so begs the question: was the Nemesis on autopilot when it was shut down? Must have been. Look, it was backup fire. Anyway, well, also, if you watch Generation 1, you know that when they have this underwater base, in the form of the Decepticon ship, which crashed in the ocean, it's not the Nemesis. That's the Victory. That was the second ship they constructed to leave Earth. So that's some continuity note for you kids. Anyway, that's all going on. Sorry, I ran out of things to say. Okay, so it's the moment of truth. Depth Charge has reached the Nemesis. He's going to take care of this himself whilst he's nearby a field of raw energon crystals. That comes into play in a moment. As Rampage shows up and decides to finish things once and for all. And they have their final battle. Megatron's observing this as there's tension afoot, which is good for him. And power's coming online. Nemesis is close to rising, and Depth Charge using a Energon blade, which he was dueling with Rampage. He was he stabs Rampage right through the spark, making him blow up, taking Depth Charge with him, destroying all the Energon in that area. And of course, whilst this is going on, the link is severed between Rampage and Dinobot. So the original Dinobot might be awakening in this Transmetal 2 Dinobot. Would be wasted if the Nemesis was destroyed in this explosion. Which, Tigerhawk and Optimus think it's over at this point. Depth Charge has done it, it's over! Of course, they see the remains of Depth Charge and Rampage on the rising the ocean surface below. So yeah, Depth Charge is dead. I'd just like to pay final respects to our honoured friend. No, not you. Yes. Anyway, it's. Unfortunately, his struggles were in vain as the Nemesis survived the explosion as it rises above the ocean with Megatron standing triumphant. Hope you enjoy this episode when you see it, fellow bots, if you haven't already. Coming next, it's the end in Nemesis Part 2.